All right. Welcome, everyone, to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be taking a look at, those lists you see everywhere online,
Hmm.
8 habits this, 10 habits
Oh,
that.
yeah, yeah.
But we found a really interesting document. It's called 8 Habits That Will Improve Your Life.
Okay.
And the thing is, these aren't your typical, drink more water, get more sleep, although, those are good too.
Yeah, of course.
We're talking about habits that really kind of go a little bit deeper and have some surprising benefits.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to improve their lives.
Exactly. So we're going to dive deep into each of these 8 habits,
Yeah.
explore what the document says, and, help you figure out if any of these resonate with you.
Sounds good.
So, first up, exercise.
Yes, exercise.
Now, I know, you've heard it all before,
Right?
but did you know that exercise is not just good for your body, but it can actually make you smarter?
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? We tend to think of our minds and bodies as separate, but they're really interconnected.
Totally. So, what's the science behind this? How does sweating it out at the gym actually translate to, a sharper brain?
Well, when you exercise, you increase blood flow to the brain,
Okay.
and that brings oxygen and nutrients to your brain cells, which helps them function better.
So it's like fueling your brain, basically.
Exactly. And it also stimulates the growth of new brain cells and strengthens the connections between them.
Wow. So I'm literally building a better brain when I'm working out.
Pretty much. And this can lead to all sorts of benefits like improved memory,
Right.
better focus, even enhanced mood.
Oh, I definitely feel that mood boost after a good workout.
Yeah, and that's because exercise releases endorphins, which have mood boosting effects.
Right. So it's not just about, looking good in a swimsuit. It's about feeling good mentally, too.
Exactly. And the document also mentions a bunch of other physical benefits like better sleep,
Oh, yeah, that's important.
weight management, increased energy,
Uh-huh.
reduced stress, and of course, a healthier heart.
Okay, so we've got mind and body benefits covered.
Check and check.
Next up on the list is reading, something I think we both enjoy.
Oh, absolutely.
The document specifically mentions that reading can improve your storytelling skills.
Hmm. Interesting.
Now, I'm not trying to become the next best-selling author or anything,
Right.
but being a better storyteller, I mean, that could come in handy in all sorts of situations, right?
For sure. Think about it, being able to captivate your friends with a story at a dinner party.
Okay. Yeah.
Or, delivering a presentation at work that really engages your audience.
Oh, that's a good point.
Hmm.
But how does reading actually make you a better storyteller?
Well, when you read, especially fiction, you're exposed to different writing styles, different
Yeah.
ways of crafting a narrative.
So it's like you're learning by example.
Exactly. And you're also expanding your vocabulary, which helps you express yourself more clearly and effectively.
Right, right. So it's not just about, reading for pleasure. It's about actively improving your communication skills.
Absolutely. And the document also mentions other benefits, like expanding your knowledge and understanding of the world,
Uh-huh.
improving your ability to empathize with others.
Oh, that's really important, especially these days.
It is. And, even reducing stress and promoting relaxation.
Okay, so reading, it's not just for bookworms. It's for anyone who wants to level up their communication skills
Right.
and their, overall well-being.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Now, this next one, I have to admit, I sometimes struggle with it.
Oh, which one's that?
Planning your day.
Yes, the art of planning.
I mean, I get it. Planning is important, but sometimes it feels so restrictive.
I see. You like to be spontaneous.
Exactly. But this document, it actually presents planning as a tool for freedom, which I found really interesting.
That is an interesting perspective.
Yeah, so how does that work? How does planning actually give you more freedom?
Well, think about it this way. When you have a plan, you know what you need to do and when you need to do it.
Okay, yeah.
So you're not wasting time trying to figure things out on the fly.
All right, that makes sense.
And that frees up your mental energy for other things.
Like being spontaneous.
Exactly. Plus, when you plan your day, you can prioritize the things that are most important to you.
Okay, so it's like you're taking control of your time instead of letting it control you.
Exactly. And the document suggests a few specific methods for planning.
Oh, like what?
Well, it mentions creating to-do lists,
Classic.
prioritizing tasks,
Uh,
setting clear deadlines, and
okay.
scheduling your time.
All right, so it's about being organized and intentional with your time.
Precisely. And, this can lead to reduced stress, increased productivity, and a greater sense of accomplishment at the end of the day.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, I know when I have a plan, I feel more focused and less overwhelmed.
Exactly. It's all about working smarter, not harder.
All right, so we've covered exercise, reading, planning.
We're on a roll.
Now, let's talk about writing. And I'm not talking about, writing a novel or a screenplay. The document emphasizes that writing is an essential skill in almost every area of life.
I couldn't agree more.
So how does writing, like everyday writing, not just creative writing, how does that benefit us?
Well, for one, it improves your communication skills.
Okay.
Whether you're writing an email, a report, or even just a text message, being able to express yourself clearly and concisely is essential.
Oh, for sure. I mean, how many times have you gotten an email that's just, like, rambling and confusing?
Oh, countless times. And then you waste time trying to decipher what they're actually saying.
Exactly. So writing clearly can save everyone time and frustration.
Absolutely. And, it can also help you think more critically and solve problems more effectively.
How so?
Well, when you write something down, you have to organize your thoughts and articulate them in a logical way.
So it forces you to, like, think things through more thoroughly.
Exactly. And that can lead to new insights and solutions that you might not have come up with otherwise.
Interesting. So it's like writing is a tool for both communication and problem solving.
Precisely. And the document also mentions that writing can be useful for things like business, marketing, persuasion,
Okay.
and even just expanding your own thoughts and ideas.
Wow. So writing, it's like a secret weapon for success in all areas of life.
I'd say it's a pretty powerful tool.
All right. Moving on to something a little more feel good, shall we say.
Sounds good to me.
Gratitude. The document describes it as a mental muscle that gets stronger with practice.
I like that analogy.
Me too.
Yeah.
So how does this gratitude muscle work? Like, how do we actually strengthen it?
Well, it starts with simply noticing and appreciating the good things in your life.
Okay, like what kind of things?
It could be anything, really, like the fact that you have a roof over your head,
Okay.
food on the table, loving friends and family, or even just a beautiful sunny day.
Right. So it's about focusing on the positive, even the little things.
Exactly. And the more you do that, the easier it becomes to find things to be grateful for, even when things are tough.
So it's like training your brain to look for the good instead of dwelling on the negative.
Precisely. And there's actually scientific evidence to support this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, studies have shown that practicing gratitude can lead to increased happiness,
Okay.
reduced stress, and even improved physical health.
Wow. So it's not just some woo-woo self-help concept. There's real science behind it.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be complicated.
Like, how do you practice gratitude?
You can start by simply keeping a gratitude journal where you write as a few things you're grateful for each day.
Okay, that sounds pretty easy.
Or you can make it a point to express your gratitude to others, either verbally or in writing.
Right, like saying thank you more often.
Exactly. And you can even just take a few moments each day to reflect on the things you're grateful for.
So basically, it's about making gratitude a conscious part of your life.
Absolutely. It's like any habit, the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes.
Okay, so gratitude, check. Now, this next one, I'm a little hesitant about.
What's...
Waking up early.
Ugh. Yes, the early bird gets the worm, as they say.
Well, I'm definitely more of a night owl.
I understand. But there are some potential benefits to waking up early.
Like what?
Well, for one, you have more time to yourself before the day's demands start piling up.
Okay, I can see that.
You can use that time to exercise, meditate, work on a personal project, or just enjoy a quiet cup of coffee and watch the sunrise.
It actually sounds kind of nice.
And the document mentions that waking up early can give you a competitive edge.
Really? How so?
Well, if you're up and working before everyone else, you can get a head start on your day and accomplish more.
Okay, that makes sense.
Plus, you're more likely to be focused and productive in the morning when your mind is fresh.
All right, I'm willing to give it a try. But no promises on becoming a morning person overnight.
Of course not. It's all about finding what works best for you.
Exactly. Okay, moving on to something a little more creative.
I like where this is going.
Art and creativity. And this document isn't just talking about, painting or sculpting.
Right.
It's about finding your own unique way to express yourself creatively.
Absolutely. It could be anything from cooking to gardening to playing music to coding.
Wow, that's a pretty broad definition of art.
It is, and that's because creativity is inherent in all of us.
So it's not about being a professional artist. It's about finding an outlet that brings you joy and allows you to express yourself.
Exactly. And the benefits go beyond just the enjoyment of the activity itself.
Like what?
Well, engaging in creative activities can reduce stress, boost problem-solving skills, and even improve your overall well-being.
So it's like a mental and emotional outlet.
Precisely. And the document lists a bunch of different creative outlets you can explore.
Oh, like what?
Well, it mentions things like painting, drawing, sculpting,
The classics.
photography, writing, dancing,
Yeah.
playing music, singing, gardening,
Okay, yeah.
cooking, baking, knitting, sewing.
Wow, that's quite a list.
It is.
Yeah.
And, the key is to find something that resonates with you and that you can stick with.
So it's not about being good at it. It's about enjoying the process.
Exactly. It's all about finding your flow.
All right, and last but not least, we have meditation.
Ah, yes. The practice of mindfulness.
I've tried meditation before, but I always struggled with it.
Oh.
What was the challenge?
I could never seem to clear my mind completely.
That's a common misconception about meditation.
Really?
Yeah, it's not about emptying your mind completely. It's more about noticing your thoughts and feelings without judgment.
So, like, letting them pass by without getting caught up in them.
Exactly. And the more you practice, the better you become at observing your inner world without getting swept away by it.
That makes more sense.
And the benefits of meditation are numerous.
Like what?
Well, it can reduce stress and anxiety,
Okay.
improve focus and concentration,
Uh-huh.
increase self-awareness,
Right.
and even promote feelings of compassion and empathy.
Wow. So it's like a mental workout that benefits your entire being.
I'd say it's a pretty powerful practice. All right, so we've covered all 8 habits. That was quite a deep dive.
It was.
So what's the takeaway here? I mean, are we supposed to, try to implement all of these habits at once?
Not necessarily. I think the key is to find the habits that resonate most with you and that you feel you could realistically incorporate into your life.
Right. It's about making small, sustainable changes.
Exactly. And, it's a journey, not a destination.
That's a good way to put it.
So, I'd encourage everyone listening to think about which of these habits speaks to them the most right now,
Okay.
and what's one small step they can take today to start incorporating it into their life.
That's a great question. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration.
Until then,
That'll do it.
bye.